Hi, it's me, Rasheed Ogunlaru, coach, speaker, and author. Really warm welcome to the July episode of Catch the Code, your newsletter for inner peace and fulfillment and meaningful progress. And I'm just so delighted to be here this month. And my theme this month is mind, body, and spirit. And it's about wellness and mind, body, and spirit. And here we're in that summertime, certainly here in the UK and many parts of the world. It's that time where that people have a little bit of time, or often create a little bit of time, or for the family or for themselves. It's really important that they take that time for their holidays to have a bit of a break, to have a little bit of a pause. And it's so important, isn't it? Because we do tend to see our lives through the lens of work and all of the to-dos and all of our responsibilities and all of that kind of stuff that can be going on, and it can become very, very, very consuming. And we've got to be really mindful to take care of ourselves, mind, body, and spirit. So that's really my theme for today. Just a couple of bits of news. I want to say a huge thank you for everyone who's been involved in the coaching pod. The coaching pod, we're just wrapping up our series of events, our programs and support. Things are changing at the coaching pod, and I'm going to be launching something very new. Keep your eye out for it soon. So many of you know I've written the book Soul Trader, and one of the things that I'm going to be working on and moving forward is Soul Leader. Soul Leader in many ways is a follow-up for Soul Trader. It's about Soul Leader is for those of us who is about heart-centered leadership. So keep your eye out for that. That's going to be a course. It's going to be an online resource, and I hope it's going to be the next book as well. It's been something that's been ticking away in the back of my mind for some years now, and it's something that I'm going to be doing some work on and picking up on. It's very, very early days yet, but keep your eyes out for that in the autumn. But I want to say a number of big thank yous for everyone who's been involved in the coaching pod, because it's really important. I want to say thank you to all of our incredible team: Alan, Anna, Rita, Roz, Elijah, Karen, Lee, Suzanne, and David. I want to thank you all for all you've done, all of that you've contributed. I want to thank our amazing speakers. We've had, people have been able to come along to our events and benefit from some of the top coaching speakers. People have been there and done that in the world of coaching and personal development. Fiona Harold, thank you. Stephen Nobel, huge thanks. Denise Nurse, wonderful, thank you. Nick Williams, thank you, so inspiring. Carl Purcell, just so energizing and so supportive, thank you. Jenny Garrett, what a wonderful, powerful session last time, thank you so much. And Skidmore, you'd started off with the first pre-record. Our last event is with Anne Skidmore on the 7th of July. If you catch this message in time, you might be able to join us over at thecoachingpod.com. Go to learning events and catch that. Otherwise, I just want to say a huge thank you. I also want to say a big thank you, perhaps above all of that, to everybody, all of our members and so on. Thank you so much. You're still going to be able to access the materials. I want to thank all of the guests and so on, everyone who's attended. I hope you find it really inspiring and insightful. And all of those of you who coach people who work in the workplace, all of you who coach leaders and managers, all of those of you who are in and around leadership and so on, keep an eye out for Soul Leader moving forward. Anyway, that's the news. And just in terms of other events, please keep your eye out for all of my ongoing events. Networking for Success Express, which we run every month except August. So you might want to keep out, look at my website, rosario.com, and the events page that you can book in for the next event. And I'm delighted to be involved in the British Library's Reset Restart program as well. So you can come along to my Your Business Purpose, Reset, Restart, Rediscover Your Business Purpose session that we run again every month except from August. Keep your eyes out for those particular dates. It's a great opportunity to really reconnect with yourself, who you are, what you're about, what your business is all about, and that's based on the book Soul Trader. Anyway, that's all of that in terms of news. I now want to talk about you, mind, body, and spirit. Let's start off with the mind. It's really, really, really important that we take care of our mind, and that we appreciate the mind, but we don't get lost in the mind, and that the mind doesn't become overheated. I see the mind a bit like an engine. You've got to know it's the most incredible, it's a wonderful, powerful thing. It can help achieve things. It can do so much. It's The mind, what it does, it really, in many ways, it decides, it divides, it does so many things. It can work things out, can figure things out. It's a bit like a calculator, but you can't leave it on all the time. It will run down, it will wear out, it will, you'll really, really struggle with it. So it's really important to take that time where you're able to have a quiet mind, fostering quiet mind. I have that saying, take a walk outside, it will serve you far more than pacing around your mind. So it's finding those ways where you can rest, where you can relax, where you can pause, where you can recharge, whatever it is for you. It might be exercise, it might be creativity, and there might be so many things that you do. It might be art, it might well be sport, it might be family time, it might be whatever you do, resting, reading. But it's really, really important, and it starts off with things like just the sleep that you need in order that the mind has time to rest, recharge, recuperate, recover, essentially. It can't be an engine that you're running all the time. So sure, it's an incredible, powerful thing, but don't get lost in it, and don't get lost in the stories that it spins either. So that's what I want to say about mind. And if you're interested to explore more about mind, then check out my various playlists here on YouTube, where there's quite a lot about mind, body, and spirit. You'll find quite a lot where I talk about different aspects of mind. Next, I want to talk about body. Body, that physical health is really, really important. We find ourselves, don't we, in body. We find ourselves embodied. And however it is that our lives and how our bodies are configured from birth and throughout time, and it's really important that we take care of ourselves. Health isn't something that we can take for granted, and health isn't a stable thing. It will come and it will go and it will fluctuate. Me, myself, I've just had a quite a notable change in terms of in health, and it's made me have to reassess so many things, and it's made me first and foremost deeply grateful for the high level of health that I have enjoyed and continue to enjoy. But there's one particular change that it just, it's going to be a radical physical kind of change, just to be very, very mindful of. And so it's really, really important for us to be aware of that. The body does change. Ultimately, the body does fade. We need to be mindful of it, take care of it, and to be able to adjust with where it is that we are in our stage of life. So sometimes we may well be needing to deal with health, well-being, or illness and wellness changes and challenges that are perhaps of a temporary nature, and it's about adjusting to them. And then sometimes it will be those things that are for a permanent nature. It's an ongoing health condition, it's an ongoing change, it's an ongoing disability and what have you. So it's really, really important that we take care of our physical health. What is it, the things that you do to take care of your physical health? How is it that you take care of yourself? How is it that you put in that time for yourself? As far as I'm concerned, my tip is to really start the day with something for you that nourishes you, mind, body, and spirit. That would be my tip for this month. Have something that so you're starting with something for yourself, mind, body, and spirit. Some of you might know my routine. I begin with something for my health and my wellness. I spend a little bit of time on my keyboards and that, which is nourishing me creatively. And it actually, in many ways, is kind of nourishing spiritually. And I do a little bit of that. It's kind of an active meditation of gratitude and connecting with the chakras, with the different energy centers. You might have your own completely different way. For you, it might well be a morning reading, something for the mind. It might be a prayer. It might well be you doing some bits and pieces about the house to get you very active. We're all very different. We're all wired differently. It's about coming to terms with yourself, connecting with yourself. But I think particularly if you're somebody who has a very, very busy life, maybe in the workplace or in business or at home, you're busy raising a family, or you're very busy as a carer, or you're very, or your own life circumstances are just such that they're very complex and you've got to take things with care. It's important that you allow yourself in whatever way that you can to take care of yourself, mind, body. And let me talk about then the last bit about the spirit. Spirit, what do I mean by spirit? Or who can say? It means different things to different people. And some people look through spirit through a religious lens. Some people look through spirit as a very humanistic lens, or even the things that we can't completely, the wonders of science. Or some people might look at spirit for a very creative lens of when the magic hits them, the intuition, whatever. Who can say? But I'm talking about the things beyond everything that is clear cut and this and that and of the mind or purely of the body. And sometimes we have those moments, don't we? Often when we pause, when we connect from the heart. For me, the heart, if you like, is the doorway into the soul and the spirit, the heart. That connects us. So we're not just caught up here in my head. I'm not just caught up here in my body, in my circumstances. I'm able to connect. One of the things that really strikes me is whilst over time in life was the mental capacity will at some point decrease, and whilst the physical capacity will fade and decrease, the spiritual energy can continue to increase, can continue to thrive, to blossom. And that's a powerful thing. It's a very potent thing. So for me, my invitation to you is to allow the room in the heart, to open the heart, to be open-hearted. The open-heartedness will help you to be actually open-minded. Immediately when you're open-minded and you're open-hearted, the body is more alive, it's more aligned, it's more energized. So there's immediately a physical benefit. It's why people are drawn to things like meditation, mindfulness, and all of that. Because immediately I'm breathing more deeply. I'm not just here in the shadow mind and then the tight shoulders and the body is really tight. I'm in this whole body, I'm embodied. I'm connected to life. I'm connected to others. I'm connected to possibility. The window of serendipity, as I call it, is open. The magic, the possibilities can happen. Every moment, every conversation, every connection. So I'm not speaking about spirituality in some big way out there way. I'm talking about it, spirituality. I'm speaking about energy, it day to day, in every conversation that you have, in every person that you meet, in all of your speech, and how you meet with your friends, your family, your lover, your best friend, your colleague, your boss, meeting people with kindness, with consideration, with heart. How you meet your customers, how you meet the people that you serve and support, that in that moment can be transformational, where you touch their heart and they feel encouraged, they feel valued, they feel enriched. Whatever it is that you do, whether it is that you're a gardener, whether it is you're a surveyor, whether it is that you're a surgeon, whether it is that you're a teacher, whether you're a scientist, whether you're working in cryptocurrency, whether you're working in climate change, whether it is that you're working on artificial intelligence, whatever it is that you're doing, that you can bring heart and humanity to what it is that you're doing. That's the invitation of life. So, there we have it. So, let me summarize. For the mind wants it to be summarized, and that's fine. What we've been talking about here is wellness in terms of mind, body, and spirit. Taking care of the mind, nourishing the mind, resting the mind, in order that all of the day-to-day, all the practical things that you need to address in your life, you're there for, and you're able to act on, and that you're able to do and achieve all of those things very practically, very logically. The mind is an incredible thing, but it's like an engine. You can't keep it running all the time. You've got to know when to let it rest. That takes us on to the body. What is it that nourishes you? How can you take care of the body, of your wellness? Be it from exercise to sport, meditation, walks, swimming, whatever it is that you do, just moving about, however it is that you can do with, however your body will enable you to move. And don't forget the powerful role in which other people can help us and support us with, and that sometimes it's about the physiotherapy, the massage therapy, the the group class, the this, the one-to-one trainer. There's all sorts of people, the person who can help us in rehabilitation. There's so many different people out there. So sometimes the health thing will be something you can do by yourself. Sometimes it's something that you might want to do with other specialists to help you on that journey. Sometimes it might be with friends or joining or connecting with new people. It can be very powerful. Then the spirit connecting to yourself and others from the heart. I want to thank you so much. I want to leave you with one of my quotes that sooner or later all the tools and the techniques will fail you. Then at last you must use your heart. Paraphrasing myself, there'll come a time, in fact many times, when all the tools and techniques will fail you. Then at last, just use your heart. I want to thank you so much for being here. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, do subscribe if you like this. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's actually, I think, hundreds of videos like this. There's a Soul Trader, also a YouTube channel. You'll find me on Twitter. You'll find me on Facebook. You'll find me on Instagram. And again, thank you everyone for tuning in to this. I really appreciate it from my heart to yours. Take good care. Lots of love from me, Rasheed. Bye-bye.